Sports Talk?
Yeah. Let's go.
I got my swag.
Come on now. To the what? To the right. To the what? To the right. Yeah. Well, something. Oh.
As they say,
Hey.
keep it straight and keep it real.
Yeah. Oh.
And welcome to another episode 69 of XO Sports Talk. We're without Emerson, who's in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, soaking up the sun and eating a lot of food.
Always eating anyway.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
When we were young, we would go to New York, and Emerson had no problems eating off of these, what do they call those trucks? Canteen trucks.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, Gordon, you got to get a shish kebab. And I said, man, I'm not eating off of that truck. I don't know where they got that meat from.
You know what I remember? I remember when he would get the gyro. It'd be spinning up there in New York City. I'm like, you got it. I'm like you said, what is a gyro? What meat is that? What is that?
I think a gyro is lamb meat.
I don't know.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Ain't no meat spinning on New York City streets.
No,
Out in the open
not
air.
back then. No, not back then. Nope.
Yeah.
Those were some scary times.
Oh, those were
But
some fun times.
I'll let it go. Well, hello there, Terry. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Aaron, what's going on? How you feeling?
Like sand through the hourglass, sort of days of my life.
Oh.
And how are you tonight, Brian, little brother?
I am good, man. I am good, man. Talk about New York. You made me think about when we all went to New York to go to White Castle. And that's when I found out it was straight trash. It was a lesson learned.
Some people still will fight you over that White Castle.
God bless them.
So I would leave that alone. Yeah, that's the guy that said that. Well, so I'd let that go. But hey, tell them about the. Tell them.
I'm gonna tell them to
Florida.
subscribe. How about that?
And before you do tell them to subscribe, we got to give
Florida first.
Thanks
Well,
to.
yeah, we want to give our condolences to families, individuals out in Florida that were affected by the hurricane.
Mhm.
Our prayers and thoughts go out to everyone there that went through that experience. Constantly on our minds, constantly in our prayers. Just stay strong, and we're praying for you.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
It was horrible to see how certain areas was underwater. There was one street, it was something like off of a movie. Half of it was under the water. The street was just like somebody took like a towel. It was just buckled left to right. And I was like, oh my God. And people lost so much. And, I hope, they're able to rebuild and be able to bounce back from this. But we are a country that will fight back.
Yeah.
Yep. Terry, tell them about the subscribe button, please.
XO Sports Talk would like to welcome everybody to the show tonight and thank all our current viewers and subscribers for their support. If you are checking us out for the first time, and do not know, we are currently streaming on all your favorite podcast platforms. If you're watching the show on YouTube, press that like button, hit the subscribe button, and tap the notification bell so you know when we go live to discuss some of the latest news and rumors going on in the world of sports. And if you like the channel, share it with your family and friends by clicking the share button. And as always, feel free to join in on the live chat where you can call in, or you can post your comments, or you can call 475-221-5006 so you can join in on the conversation.
All right. Thank you, T.
Yeah. Before you go into anything, Aaron, we'll give a shout out to Deb, who is in the chat as well.
Deb, family.
Yeah, and she was mentioning about White Castle. Yeah, like, if you haven't tried it, let me know when you do try it. Yeah. Let me know what you think of it.
Because I think there's only one store, one White Castle left.
Is that down in Queens?
I don't think it's in Queens. No, it's not in Queens. I wouldn't have went that far for it.
I just remember going, and I was going to the airport, and I remember stopping by there. But maybe it wasn't in Queens. But I do remember on my way to the airport, I stopped over there.
Yeah. Did you grab something?
I didn't. Was some family that wanted to go to White Castle.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. It's a household name, but
yeah.
Emmer, every time I go down to New York with Emmer, say, "Yo, Gore, we got to make a stop. We got to go to White Castle." I'm like, I was like, okay. I was like, it was definitely not something I would want to do once a week, but we're gonna lay off of that before we get sued.
Or we might get a White Castle endorsement. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
you probably see that in the background next week. Yep. Buy White Castle. It's tasty. But congratulations to Aaron Rodgers hitting number 62. Finally.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
You're in the wrong sport, but you got White Castle on your mind. Come on, man. Snap up.
I got too much White Castle on my mind. Congratulations, Aaron Judge, for hitting number 62. I was half asleep, and it was interesting. No, when he hit 61, I was half asleep. And when he hit 62, it was just boom, gone. I was like, finally, this kid can relax, and you can see the big smile on his face. T, what did you think about Aaron Judge hitting 62?
Just first off, congratulations to him on achieving that record. I feel like seeing him hit that, like you said, he got the monkey off his back, but for me, I also feel like doing that got him the MVP, or should get him the MVP, just based off the fact that not only did he surpass Roger Maris's home run record, but he was also chasing the Triple Crown. So he was performing under some pressure as well. And I don't want to take anything away from what, say, Ohtani has done during the season, but you ask any professional athlete in any sport, playing in New York is a different animal.
Yeah.
So, put yourself in Judge's shoes, playing in New York for the Yankees, where anything less than a championship is considered a terrible season, a failure. And he was chasing a Triple Crown and trying to break the home run record of one of Yankees' Mount Rushmore players, all at the same time. It was amazing. I was happy to see him do it. I'm glad, like I said last week, I'm glad I was able to see it, and hopefully it's something I could tell my grandkids in the future.
Nice. Brian.
And T just brought up a point I did not think of, because we were all on the phone talking, and then I just remember Malcolm screaming out, "It's gone! There it is!" And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And we was having a whole debate about the Ohtani and MVP, but the point that T just brought up, I forgot about the pressure that he was under playing in New York. I did not really consider that, because that's a whole entity in itself. And then in fact going for the Triple Crown, trying to get that home run record. So I did not take that into account. So I got to give him credit. You could see the weight was put off him when he did get that, and I was glad that the Yankees kind of sat him after that, because I'm sure the pressure on that was intense. So congratulations to him. Also, I'm gonna give Ohtani credit too. He had a heck of a season as well, but I wish he could have got that Triple Crown. It was kind of interesting. The player Luis Arez, I think he won the batting, a 315 batting average. He didn't play in quite a few games coming down the stretch, but he did play in that last game, ironically. But I'm not sure if that just kind of way the cards fell, or the way the cards were just dealt. But it is what it is. But I wish he could have won that Triple Crown too. And now pay the man. What? Pay the man.
Now, we're going to come back there, but I want to say also back to Aaron Judge. But I would like to say congratulations to Albert Pujols, Mr. Cardinal. I know he played in Anaheim for a little while for the Angels, but 703 home runs. Wow. Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the Dodgers, 111 win season. The last team to win 111 games was the Chicago White Sox back in 1901.
Yeah. Wow. That's something.
Yeah. Yeah. Back then they played 140 games. So that,
yeah,
that was really a great accomplishment by them. Now, I want to ask you guys a question, starting off with Terry. Who should get MVP in baseball? Should it be Aaron Judge or Ohtani?
Like I said, I think should go to Aaron Judge. I don't want to take anything away from what Ohtani is doing or what he's done, but like I said, you look at this season, the amount of pressure. Let's face it, Judge was under some pressure this season. Like I said, going for the record, also Triple Crown. But I mean, again, he's in New York. I mean, you got to perform, and you have to get wins as well. You got to win games. The New York fans, don't get me wrong, if you guys didn't get into the playoffs, and if you don't win the championship, I won't say Aaron Judge's performance this year will be forgotten, but nothing less than a championship for you guys is a failure, and that's every year. Every year the season starts, championship or bust for the Yankees. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. So I got to give it to Judge. He performed. MVP level performance this year.
Brian.
And I would have to give it to Judge as well. And I say that with a little bit of decisiveness, but the season that he put up and the stats he put up was remarkable. It was great, but I don't think we've seen a two-way player do what Ohtani has done either. So I think if if Ohtani would have had Mike Trout with him a little bit longer and not being injured as much, their record would have been a little better. Maybe he would have been more in the consideration, but I would have to say Judge would have to get that. I would give it to Judge.
You know what? Man, if Aaron Judge had hit 35 home runs or 40, I would say Ohtani. But 62, there's pressure. On top of the Yankees almost had a major collapse during the second half.
Yep.
And he was still performing where that nobody wasn't hitting on that team. And he was still able to go. Now, if Ohtani team was who had won their division, you know what? It would be right to the wire. Right to the wire. But they wasn't in no way. They were dead last and they wasn't going anywhere. It was a ship that just kept taking on water.
I remember you was ready to bail off. You was ready to jump off. They stayed.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Come on, man. Y'all just went on a little losing streak.
Hey, no, I'm going to keep it real. They were horrible. And you can see the stress on the manager's face. He didn't know what to do. He was, a fan said, you need to change the lineup to this. And he did it.
Yeah.
So that tells me, he was like, hey, I'll try anything.
Yeah.
Try an exorcism if he could.
Oh, and what about the fan who caught the ball?
They said that fan so far was offered $2 million and said no.
Wow.
So,
and I probably would have to agree with him because I think I can't remember. And I know Michael Jordan, but I know Ali's belt went for sale, and I think that went for like $5 million.
Well, you know what? There was a song going, take the money and run, y'all. I'd go and take the money and run. I'd take the $2 million.
I would take the $2 million too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take two.
Because you never know who's going to come out and hit 52 or 53 or 54. So grab the money now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'll get about $3 million when it's all said and done.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, and you know what's the thing? Yeah, take the $3 million if you get it. And
$3 million is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys,
I don't like baseball that much anyway.
We got baseball on Friday. Rays and Guardians. Who do you have in that, Brian?
I'm gonna go with the Rays, man. They just seem to always know how to win, always in the mix. So I would say the Rays. I'm gonna go with them. The Guardians been playing well. They got the number 1 seed, right? Or they won? No, they're not one. But
they are number 1. No,
they can't be. They got to be 2.
The Guardians. They won their division. I'm sorry.
They won the division. Yeah, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rays. It's just hard to go against them. I thought they would be in the mix anyway. I thought they would be in the playoffs, so I'm gonna take them.
Okay, T.
I'm gonna go with Believe Land, man. Cleveland. I'm gonna go with the Guardians.
I think I'm gonna go with Guardians. I want them to send the Rays packing. I don't want.
Are you afraid of the Rays?
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Thank you. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
The Rays to the Yankees, like in the John Wick movie. That's Baba Vallejo. the boogeyman. So no, I want to see the Rays gone. Mariners and Blue Jays. Terry.
I'm gonna go with the Mariners. I think the Mariners they played well. I'm rooting for them. There's a little bit of Ken Griffey Jr. History in there for me, so I'm going with the Mariners.
Brian.
I thought Ken Griffey would come out of that somehow, some way. Oh,
Yep.
But I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays. I like their lineup. I think they got a little more power in the lineup, and so I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays and Guerrero Jr. and company.
I'm going with the Blue Jays. There was an old saying, crush, kill, destroy. That's all I see from them. I just see their bats. I just see them showing off in that game. So I'm definitely going with the Mariners.
Yeah.
Phillies and Cardinals. Terry.
I'll go Cardinals, man. It's just hard to count them out this time of the year, man. Gritty team. I think they're going to find a way to win.
Brian.
As well, I will go with the Cardinals as well. I think they're just a solid team, so I'll go with them.
Oh, I've got you when you tune into that game, folks, you're going to see either two colors, a sea of red or a sea of white. The Cardinal fans are fanatics.
Oh yeah.
And if they get on top, look out. You'll be like, oh my. They are nonstop.
Yep. Definitely.
Padres and the Mets. Terry. I feel really sad doing that. Saying it too.
So I pulled for the Mets coming into the season, so I'm gonna stick with them. That's my heart talking, not my mind. But I'm gonna stick with the Mets. I'm gonna go Mets.
I'm not going no Mets.
You ain't going with the Mets, man? No Mets?
No, I don't trust the Mets.
Yeah.
The Mets is like the stock market. You buy the stock, you better sell it because it's gonna crash. Crash and burn.
Oh man.
And folks, all those games are on Friday night, so get your popcorn and enjoy baseball tomorrow.
Yep. Needless to say, won't be working hard tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't say that on a recording, Brian.
Yeah, that's true. Better find it.
Yeah. Yep.
Where he at?
Guys, the college football rankings. This is really funny. The AP and the coaches poll, it's identical match.
Yeah, identical.
Alabama number 1, Georgia number 2, Ohio State number 3, Michigan Wolverines. I used to love the Wolverines when I was a kid. I thought their colors were cool.
Yeah.
Clemson number 5, USC number 6, Oklahoma State number 7, number 8 Tennessee, number 9 Ole Miss, and rounding them off at number 10 Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll figure.
And one of the teams you don't see in the top 25.
Who's that?
Notre Dame. Having a bad year.
Yeah.
Ain't Irish.
Yeah, that gentleman may be fighting to get out of there because he may get the short hook.
He get it. He got a couple more years.
Yeah, he's got one more year. I mean, a couple of years. That's nice thinking of you. Guys, football in the NFL. Should Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua retire and file a lawsuit against the NFL? Terry.
Does he need to retire to file a lawsuit against the Dolphins?
I don't think so. I think Tyrod Taylor did that before.
Yeah.
No, he let it go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he let the lawsuit go.
But he brought it up though, right?
He brought it up.
Yep.
Then he stopped.
Yeah, but that answered Terry's question. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it, but it may cost you in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. If he were to do it, I mean, can you blame him? Especially, right, what we saw last Thursday night. And then everybody had questions about his injury the Sunday before. Somebody needs to be held accountable. What does anybody know what his status is right now?
They don't know what his status is. Yeah, he definitely ain't playing Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
I know the Players Association is doing an investigation.
Yeah, but, the Players Association investigate a hamburger and still say they're getting back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he were to do it, given all the facts, if we were presented with all the facts, I mean, I wouldn't blame him. He's still relatively young, right? What is he, 24 years old, I think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys this. If that were your son and you saw what happened Thursday night and you saw what happened the Sunday before that, what would you tell him to do?
I would tell him, you may love the game, but this game will come back and hurt you when you're an old man.
Mm-hmm.
So your quality of life as an old man, you may be in a wheelchair. You may have lost of thought, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm young, I'm invincible. You might be paying the piper when you're an old man. That's my answer, Terry.
Yep. And I'll answer that question basically with this. First, I want to wish him a fast and speedy recovery. That's the first thing. But I will sit down and tell him, look, football is a game. Life is a journey. You have your life. You have your family.
Yep.
And you have your health. And you can't put a price on your health. I don't care if you have a lot of money, but if you ain't got good health, it's not really a good combination. So to me, that will be number one. Then I will look at him and say, you know what? We're going to get the bag. And we're going to get the bag without getting on the field. Because I thought this whole situation looked bad prior to when he went out there before that had happened. And the team was saying it was a back injury. And then for the way that the coach was at the press conference, and I understand if the coach had, legal obligations where he didn't want to put the team or the organization in a bad predicament. But only thing the coach to me should have said is, I have to do better as a coach. That would have been good enough for me. And
no, that's a lawsuit.
No. Just saying.
Because saying that right there, I could have done better.
No, I said
then you didn't do. It puts you at fault.
But to me, so then that's my point. So if you can't say that, the organization can't say that. But here I am. Look at it this way. Now I'm trying to get a contract First of all, we'll be lucky. What doctor is going to sign off on him to clear him to play this season? Just this season. Because I don't think
I think you may see him come back maybe after 4 games.
I don't think so, dude. And the reason why I say that is because that sack that he took, it wasn't even a vicious sack. It was just a regular normal sack. No,
that wasn't a normal sack to me.
He hit his head.
He hit his head, but it wasn't nothing violent. It was not. It was just violent. Somebody took. Which one you talking about? The Baltimore game, or you talking about? Or are you talking about the other game?
I'm talking about the
Thursday night game.
The Thursday night game. That was a bit.
So you say that one was vicious more than the Ravens one?
No, it was because
he hit his head. I'm saying.
When you have a big 280-pound man like that, and he grabs a hold of when he grabbed hold of him, his weight at that speed, and then he whipped him down.
Okay.
And when he whipped him down, he came on his back and his head, and he already had an injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you that. Is that one of the hardest hits you ever seen as a quarterback?
No, because you're not supposed to take your weight as an advantage and use it to sack a quarterback like that. And that's where the referees screwed up. It should have been a flag. It's just like you're taking a quarterback and you're using your weight to plow him into the ground. And that's what he did. When he grabbed hold of him, he was taking him, bringing him down, and then he slammed him. And that was a flag.
Well, I'm gonna disagree. I didn't think it was a flag. I didn't even think it was one of the worst.
They didn't even call a flag.
I didn't think it was a flag.
I don't think it was flag. It might end up being flag worthy now from going forward, but
no, another quarterback got thrown with a vicious hit on Sunday too. I can't think of the name.
So let me ask you, in between that game and the Super Bowl game where Joe Burrow was getting beat up, would you say that tackle for Tua was worse than any of those that Burrow was getting beat up in?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, you saying he might play in week like 5 weeks or so. I don't think so, because you got the NFL who's know they were wrong, team doctor who signed off on that was supposed to be an independent doctor, signed off on it, let him go back in the game, and then cleared him for the next week. Now you talking about what doctor is going to say, oh, he's clear to play, and then God forbid something go out there and happen again.
Yeah, well, with that being said, I don't feel like the coach needs to say that he could do better, because right, isn't it out of his hands, right? They go into that tent. That's got nothing to do with the coach. That's all the staff saying, okay, they come back out the tent. It's either he's good or thumbs down. He's out the game. Coach, whether the coach wants him back in or not, I don't know if the coach could have done. What could the coach have done?
It was very easy. The coach should have said, no, you're not going back in. I care too much about you.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm not going to put you at risk.
But what do you say after the fact when people are asking on camera?
Here's the thing. When you have the players looking at that, they're never going to trust. Some of them are never going to trust that organization.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're going to know the things behind the scene, and they're going to say, wait a minute, that kid had no business being back in that game. And anytime now in Miami, somebody gets injured, which is maybe a severe injury, and the doctor says, well, this could be the problem, they're going to say, yeah, I'm going to go get a second opinion. I don't trust you guys. I don't trust you or the NFL.
And that's why I get the bag, you know, because as an NFL doctor, that cleared him. Independent neurologist. I'm like, yeah.
Independent crook.
And be like, and notice they fired him. Still.
Yeah,
they know why they fired him.
But here's the kicker. You fired him, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now you don't have no control of him because you're not giving him a paycheck. So when Tua goes ahead and files a lawsuit, who's the first person I'm going to grab? That doctor. Mm-hmm. And that doctor can open up a whole major can of worms.
Well, they know they got issues.
If there's anything there. Unless the doctor's a crackpot.
It's all about how Tua goes about it to me, but it's there because it's on tape. Everybody's seeing it. Amazon seeing it. Everybody.
Yeah. Prime time.
100 million, 10 years.
Yeah, that's all I'll do. Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't go back out in that field after watching myself like that. No.
Yeah, that's
his fingers was all mangled, like something in his nerve. No,
like I said, that wasn't the worst vicious hit I've seen on a quarterback. It was a tackle. Like you said, it was a flag maybe, but I don't even think it was a flag, but it was not the worst. I didn't even think it was flag worthy.
Yeah. Guys, NFL Week 4 review. Ravens 20, Bills 23. Harbaugh, riverboat gambler. Goes for it fourth down. T, bad move or good move?
I don't think it was a good move. I'd like to know what was going through Harbaugh's head at that time, but it's just nothing new. We've seen him do it before, so he must know something that we don't.
Brian.
Wasn't somebody going to call Harbaugh out? Bad enough the year before, he cost them a playoff. Now in this one, he does it again for the reason why he's saying he's saying his defense couldn't stop anybody, but you don't go to try to win the game. So to me, it was a bad move. You take the points and you let the chips fall where they may. I can see if he was far away, but it was a chip shot.
Well, they're saying that the reason why Harbaugh went for it, he has really no faith in his defense. The offense has been playing really good for the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, who hasn't gotten his money yet. And that may be a problem with the team in the offseason, but if Harbaugh keeps doing things like this, he may not be around next year.
No.
Well,
just say one thing. If he said he doesn't trust his defense.
Well, he didn't say it. Well, he did say it,
basically,
but not saying it.
Yeah. But they only put up 20 points.
Yeah, but if he kicked the field goal, and even if the Bills would have kicked the field goal and made it, you go into overtime.
Yeah. So now you taking about two factors instead of you talking about the Bills got to score and then the Bills got to score again. So you're saying.
So he wanted to get a touchdown. So if he got the touchdown, the Bills would have had to score a touchdown to win the game. I mean, to tie the game. But if you don't make it, you're a sitting duck. And quack, quack.
Either way, it doesn't make sense. You talking about?
He just flat out said, you know what? I'm going to win and lose it here. And he lost it there.
Yep. And he said, the buck stops with me. Yep. But it ain't like they gave up 40 points or something. His defense only gave up 20 points to one of the best teams in the league. So
Yeah.
So I don't understand the logic.
Rams 9, 49ers 24. Brian. Save you for last, T.
Well, Jimmy G comes out victorious again. But the Rams, for some reason, they are not clicking. I thought a little bit was Super Bowl hangover, but Stafford not playing well at all. It seemed like they can't really generate any sustainable offense without Cooper Kupp. It's like everything is Kupp, and they just pouring everything in the cup. So, but it was a big win for Jimmy, I have to say. Let's see what they do this week. Can he sustain that energy?
Terry.
Big win, divisional game for us. Now everybody in the division is 2-2. I was happy that we won the game. Jimmy G played well, I thought. Again, like I'll say it again, our defense is ready. Talanoa Hufanga is, or I won't say it yet, but he's looking like the next Troy Polamalu. Heck of a player, heck of a safety. Second-year player. Kid is good.
Yeah.
Our defense is ready. And again, I'm happy for the win, but I felt offensively we could have put some more points up on the board, because I don't want to take anything away from Debo, because again, Debo made a heck of a play, played well in that game. And I would like to say on that touchdown pass that Jimmy G gave to Debo, that he put that ball where only Debo could get it. But it looked a little iffy, but that's what you get with Jimmy. You know, it's like a little James Bond, live and let die. So that's what that's what we're doing right now. But like I said, I just like to see us put up. If we can get 30 points a game, 30 plus points a game, we will be okay. So, but I'm happy for the win.
Sure you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we know how that Dolphins and Bengals game went. Not good. Dolphins 15, Bengals 27. But this was a sad game here. Buccaneers 31, Chiefs 41. For me, Holmes was showing off.
I knew he was gonna say something.
He was showing
off. The way he walked. Okay.
I got to give it to him. He showed his butt off in that game. But I'm saying to myself, congratulations for winning. But like Ric Flair would say, to be the man, you got to beat the man when it's time, when it's showtime, and he didn't do it. And I'm saying to myself, oh, you're showing off your butt this game, but yeah, it's just a win. You don't get no MVP ring for this, or a Super Bowl ring. One win, keep the train moving. Terry.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes did a little bit of everything. Shovel pass, alley-oop pass. He looked like the Patrick Mahomes of about 2 years ago. I'll say this though about that Chiefs offense. He's got some weapons, you know. Even though I can't think of his name right now.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is with Miami. He's got some weapons. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, running back. He's tough, and a former Steeler, and Juju Smith-Schuster. He's looking real good right now. And of course, Travis Kelce. So he's got some weapons, along with him being able to kind of improvise, that is making them look good right now. That, to me, the question is not their offense, it's their defense. Because a big factor for me in that game was the Chiefs' offensive line. They were just beating up the Bucs defense, and they ran over them pretty much the whole game, and that kind of opened up the passing game. So, the Bucs, it was a loss, but like you said, when it counts, I think the Bucs will be there. But Chiefs played well. Can't take anything away from them.
Brian.
Yeah, and the Chiefs did play well. You can see at certain times they have Brady a little frustrated, just getting to him a little bit, and he doesn't like to be touched, so we know that. But it is good to see the evolution of Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill. Get to see he is looking more of a offensive mind of driving to get the score and not just the home run threats. Also, I guess you got to give credit to the offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, as well, and Andy Reid too, I guess. But they're dangerous. We know that. But as T mentioned, their defense needs to tighten things up a little bit. But the Bucs did still put up 31 on them.
Yeah.
So now that's a high scoring game. That's a team that we were talking about. The Ravens only giving up 20, 23. Now this is 31. That's high scoring. So, but I think the Chiefs, they just need to work on that defense. They was getting good pass rush though, and they was going against Tom Brady. So, but thing is, they checked off the box, and Mahomes put out some of that magic too, because he definitely showed out a little bit there. I knew Aaron wouldn't like that though.
Moving right along. Colts 17, Titans 24. Terry.
I didn't see. I kind of felt like this game, it was reversed for me. I felt like the Colts were going to be building off the win they had the week before. Looked like the Titans were on the ropes a little bit. And, I think we mentioned it last week, that small window. It looked like they kind of fell through the window and they weren't going to be able to get back in, crawl back in that window. But they played a good game. They played Titans football, and they beat the Colts. So I was surprised. Let's put it that way. But good game by the Titans.
Brian.
Yeah, and I had the Colts losing that. No, actually, I had the Colts winning that game. I'm sorry about that. I thought the Titans was pretty much done, but the Colts they've been having a little bit of issues, even though they beat Kansas City, which was shocking to everybody. I didn't think that would get them on the roll. Matty Ice, I don't know if that's all going to work out for them. They got a good offensive line. Running back was a little banged up, but for some reason, I don't know why they either seem to get off to a slow start every year, and maybe they'll pick it up during the end of the second half of the season, but I don't know. It just seemed like they're just missing something. So,
a spark.
Yeah, it'd be something because they got a good team on paper. So maybe they'll get it together this week coming up.
I hate to talk about this one. Steelers 20. Jets 24. Go ahead, Terry. Have your fun in the pool.
All right. Hey, it's kind of simple. I mean, Zach Wilson he sliced your defense up. It's really not much to say. When it counted, he sliced and diced them up. I do like what I saw from Kenny Pickett. And it seemed like when he came in the game, the Steelers rallied around him. And, if not for one bad throw, I don't even know if I would call it a bad throw. He tried to put the ball where he threw it high, and I think it was your tight end. He just didn't catch it.
Oh, that's Claypool.
Claypool.
Yeah.
And it was a turnover.
Well, there was a couple, Fryermuth and Claypool.
Yeah, but I think the last one, I think to Claypool was the one that kind of hurt you the most. If that didn't happen, we're probably talking about a Steelers win instead of a loss. But you really got to look at your defense. It did not look good, and Zach Wilson looked like he played all last season and was not coming off an injury. He looked really good against you guys. I hate to tell you that, but he sliced you up.
Yeah, Brian.
I hate to tell you that. Well, he sliced you up. And to me, I thought what's been the Steelers' issue pretty much since the start of the season, their defense has been out on the field too long. That's number one. They're getting tired. They're getting banged up because they're playing too many reps. I said last week that Tomlin was going to either have to make a move. And when I said that, I said not only one factor, I said there may be two, because it may not be just Trubisky. It may be the OC. And in his press conference, you kind of heard him having a very strong tone to his voice that it wasn't all Trubisky, but he never elaborated on what else he was referring to. And to me, it was like, okay, somebody else is going to have to take the blame for this as well. So I thought, as T mentioned, I thought Pickett looked good. I thought he looked good in the preseason. I thought really it's not so much of the offense was different, but it was his pre-snap reads, which makes everything a lot faster. If you kind of know where you're going to be going with the ball and you can move defenses around before then. But if you're trying to figure it out on the snap of the ball, that's going to slow you down going through your progressions and everything else. So I thought he was accurate. I thought he did that. I thought Claypool dropping that ball, which would have gave us easy 3 points, if not anything, and he dropped it. So Claypool wants to be, and he comes out and say he wants to be number one. Well, you're going to have to be number one. You're going to have to show it out on the field. Not with your annex, with the catching of pivotal plays, because that was an easy catch for his size. There's no reason why he shouldn't have dropped that. So we'll see. We'll see what they do this coming week, and we'll see what he does, the young kid.
Well, I'm glad the kid. I wanted Mitch Trubisky. I don't know if it's all Mitch Trubisky. I think this offensive coordinator was basically calling plays to get his guy in there, because now he's got his guy in there. And I look for the ball to be thrown a little more deeper down the field. One thing I will say about this kid Pickens is this. He throws a nice soft ball for the wide receivers to jump and catch the football. It's not, when he does a back shoulder and the guy turns around, he basically puts it right there for a wide receiver to be able to have control in catching the football. He throws a nice floater to me. But I look for Pickens to be fine. It was interesting because Pickett had a lot of grumbles coming into that game because he only had like 5 catches. But what do you know? He had 5 catches in that game against the Jets. So I look for Sunday's game between the Jets and the Bills to be a very interesting game. I think if people that are betting on Pittsburgh to get blown out by the Bills, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think it's going to be. Yeah. The Commanders put up 10 points. The Cowboys put up 25. My question to the gang is this. Should the Cowboys continue to start Cooper Rush when Dak Prescott comes back? Terry.
No. Dak makes too much money. You got to put him out there on the field. He does have to be 100%. I wouldn't put him out there unless he was 100% ready to go. No questions about his injury. I put him back out there. If not, Cooper Rush is getting the job done. The team chemistry is seems to be good with them, so I'll roll with them. But if Dak is 100% healthy, ready to go, you got to put him back out there.
Yeah. Forget Dak. Go start Cooper Rush.
And I was watching that game while I was having some ice cream as well. So to me, Cooper played well, man. I can't deny that. He was moving the offense around. He was moving the ball around, I should say. But Dak is supposed to be your starter. Question is, if you don't play him this week, do you put Dak in there next week playing Philly? Because I think that's who they play, and that you don't want him to come in and lose his first game. You don't want that.
You're getting paid well. So get in there.
Yeah. That should be interesting. I think Cooper Rush is not gonna. You know what? It'll go back to Dak, but if Dak comes in rusty, I wouldn't be surprised to hear the Dallas Cowboy fans go, "We want Cooper."
Yeah.
Fans are fickle.
Yeah, I forgot who they play after Philly, but I think they got another tough game after that.
Well, they got, we'll see.
But why not worry about what's going on in Week 5 in the NFL?
Yeah.
So, Terry, if you please, Colts and Broncos.
Broncos.
Brian, Colts and Broncos.
Broncos.
Giants and Packers. Terry.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Oh, there was a major hesitation. Like,
Man,
yeah, okay.
I like Saquon,
Brian.
man. I like Saquon Barkley, man. But Packers.
Yeah, I'm glad you came back to earth. Brian.
I'm gonna go Packers. I would like to see the G-men, but I'm gonna go Packers.
Terry, Steelers versus Bills.
Bills, man.
Yeah. Common. Yeah, I figured you say
Hey,
something
man.
like that.
I came back to earth, man.
Brian.
Oh man. No, I'm gonna go Bills, man. I know. I'm just talking to the fans, man. My heart says Steelers. I want them to win, but you asking me who I want to win?
Well, Pittsburgh beat the Bills last year in Buffalo, and nobody had Pittsburgh winning the game. And I think Kenny Pickens will go up there and beat them.
All right, we'll see.
The good thing is they got no
Chargers
phone.
and Browns. Terry.
Browns.
Brian.
I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes with Terry, he's not feeling that well. Chargers. Texans versus Jaguars. Terry.
Give me the Jags.
Brian.
Give me the Texans.
Uh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
right.
been playing. They play tough, man. All their games have been tough.
Yeah, that's good. Jaguars. Bears versus Vikings. Terry.
Vikings.
Brian.
Vikings.
Lions versus Patriots. Terry.
Lions.
Seahawks versus Saints. Brian.
Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks.
Dolphins versus Jets. Terry.
Jets.
Falcons versus Buccaneers. Brian.
The Bucs. Tampa.
Titans versus Commanders. Terry.
Give me the Titans.
49ers versus Panthers. Brian.
Come on, Jimmy G. Don't lose to Baker. The Baker man.
Terry, 49ers versus Panthers.
Oh, Niners. Come on. It's not even a question.
Cowboys versus Rams. Terry.
Cowboys. I need the Rams to lose. They're in my division.
Okay. Brian. Cowboys versus Rams.
I'm gonna take the Rams, man. At some point, they got to get off the snide, man.
Bengals versus Ravens. Terry.
Oof. I'm gonna go Cincy. Give me Cincinnati.
Bengals versus Ravens. Brian.
Give me the Ravens.
Raiders versus Chiefs. Terry.
Good game right there.
Chiefs.
Brian.
Give me the Chiefs. That's gonna be a good game, though.
Okay. And that's what we have for episode 69 on Exo Sports Talk. But before Terry have a few words on the people who lost their lives in Florida due to the hurricane, Laker fans, please don't boo your team during a preseason game. Please. Don't do that. That's not nice. That's not nice. All I can say to you is this. Save your voice. Because you're going to have plenty of time to boo during the regular season. and make sure you keep some sore throat lozenges around. Because you're going to be hoarse by the end of the season.
No faith in the Lakers, huh?
None for the Hollywood fakers.
Just preseason. It's just preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is just a real season of what. Yeah. Terry.
Once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people who lost their lives in Florida, the people who lost their homes, family members. Stay strong. You're definitely in our thoughts and prayers. Also, want to also mention Puerto Rico, South Carolina, and also some parts of North Carolina that were affected by the hurricane. Stay strong. And again, you're in our thoughts and prayers. We want to thank everybody for watching us tonight or listening in. We'll be back next week to see how we made out our predictions. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. God bless and have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
And don't be a hater being a Laker fan. Love them. Love them. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.